Welcome back. This is Elaine and Dennis in our continuing two-step lessons. Today we're going to open up and start doing figures that are in a position we refer to as butterfly. Now, butterfly is a common position in some of our Latin dances and in the jive and such. But this stuff first, we're coming across it in the two-step. This is our position in butterfly. We're facing each other, our arms around. We have a little tension between it, so when I push on her, she doesn't just bend her arm, but our bodies turn. This is where a lot of leading is coming from now. I no longer have our bodies up against each other for me to be able to lead her with this arm or with my body turning. So we need to feel, so don't have spaghetti arms, okay? Push on each other. Now for this position, we could do a lot of the figures that we did in closed position. I don't say all of them. You're not going to do two turning two steps from this position. But we can do a side two-step each way. It's a little tough to lead into, but if you do round dancing and the cuer says it, well, both of you know what's coming. So if I said side two-step both ways, you start with the lead foot. We just do a side two-step both ways. No different than if I was in this position to do a side two-step both ways. Okay? It's a side two-step, side, close, side, touch. Or, well, it doesn't have to be a touch. It's a side, close, side, and a side, close, side. If you've learned to touch, well, I'll forgive you. But it is just a side, close, side, and a side, close, side. A lot of times the music is too fast to touch. And if you make that extra effort to touch here and then go back the other way, what's going to happen is you'll start to fall behind. Okay? So anyway, we are doing a figure called a face-to-face and back-to-back. Now, a face-to-face and back-to-back is a side two-step each way. But instead of going toward reverse, I do a side two-step to my left and then to my right. What I will do is a side two-step to my left, turn around, and now do a side two-step to my right. Okay? So, in essence, I am doing a side two-step each way, but I'm not going to reverse and back. I continue down line of dance. I'm not going to line and back. Just down line of dance. Side two-step, then we turn away from each other and do another side two-step. And then we can turn toward each other and do a lot of other figures. Okay? So we start by doing a side two-step down line, then we both step through and do another side two-step while we're back to back. And then we turn to face each other, and this step begins the next figure. Okay? Let me make one little comment. Well, I will in a minute. We do a side two-step. We bring our feet through the trailing foot, through the uprights of the leading foot, and do another side two-step. And then we turn the face and we can do another side two-step. Now, with regard to handhold, when we are in butterfly, we are palm to palm this way. She has her hands, her thumb and her index finger kind of gently curved around my hand. Now, wherever my hand is, she tries to curve her fingers around it. If it's like this, she curves her fingers around. If it's like this, she curves her fingers with my hand. So if I have a flat hand, she has a flat. As I curve, she curves her hand around it. As I bring my hand in, she curves her fingers around it. Okay, but you always dance palm to palm. You avoid at all costs, if you can, putting your hand on top of hers. You just don't do that. It's not polite and it can hurt. Alright? So, as we do a back-to-back, after we do a side two-step, As we do a back-to-back, my hand is turning flat. I curve it around. The lady is always trying to maintain contact. She follows my hand around and she grabs me this way. So I'm palm to palm to do a back-to-back. Okay? Now, the thing you don't want to do is go side to step and then keep this hand like this. You see how uncomfortable that can be to do a back-to-back? And not only that, you're tempted to bring this hand around on top, and that you should not do. So try to maintain this contact, and as you bring your hands through, slide them around her hand on top. Almost like you got a nail through, and you're just pivoting around. And then when you come back, you just pivot back. Okay? And this is important, not just in what we're doing now, but in all the rhythms of dancing. Okay? So this figure that we're doing is two measures. It's called a face-to-face and back-to-back. So here we're doing a side two-step, face-to-face, and then we do a side two-step, back-to-back. And then we turn and face. We can do another side two-step. We can do a box. Who knows? We can do a lot of things. But those two measures are called a face-to-face and back-to-back. If I only wanted you to do a face-to-face, I would just say side two-step. I wouldn't say face-to-face unless it was followed by a back-to-back. You could. There may be cues out there that will say face-to-face. That's okay. But I will only do face-to-face if it's followed by back-to-back. Otherwise, I would just say side two-step because that's what you're doing. So it's a face-to-face and back-to-back. So let's do that with some music a little bit, and we'll throw in a few other things. Okay? We'll start with a side two-step both ways. Ready? Side two-step each way. Face-to-face, back-to-back, side two-step each way. Face-to-face, back-to-back, side two-step each way. Vine 4, walk 2, side two-step each way. Face-to-face, back-to-back. Vine 4, walk 2, face-to-face, back-to-back. Vine 4, walk 2, side two-step each way. Vine 4, walk 2, face-to-face, back-to-back. Face-to-face, back-to-back. Side two-step each way. Do a box. Vine 4, walk 2, left turning box. Face-to-face, back-to-back. Now, did you see how I went from closed to butterfly? All right, I did a box step, let's say. Then I said face-to-face and back-to-back. I just dropped my hands and open up. All right? Face-to-face, back-to-back. We'll be doing that a lot more, along with two-turn, two steps, and every other figure in our next lesson. This is Elaine and Dennis from Gloversville, New York.